So you place your fingers behind your head into support. And we take a big inhalation. We lift the hip and then start to roll the roller to the top of your shoulders. And then we'll bring it back to the shoulder blades, hip on the floor. And exhale, we do a little bit of a belly squeeze. And we'll continue with that same pattern. Breathing, let your chest lift. You can let your head tilt back. And very next breath, we'll go to the opposite direction. Now we'll continue. Back and forth. Start to find the breath. Emphasize the breath. Allow the move to follow the rhythm of the breath. Notice some spots that might be tight to the back of your shoulders. Here's Jackie. Breathe in and we open. Breathe out, we roll back and let the hip come down to the floor. Do a little belly squeeze. Let's go for one more. Breathe in. And breathe out. Now the next one. Hi, Jackie. The next one, we're going to lift the hip and it feels okay. You're going to stretch your arms over your head. Allow the arms to be heavy and can stay there, or you can wiggle your hip from side to side. Allow the upper body to be just dragged from side to side by the direction of the hip. You feel the massage on the back of your shoulders, maybe one side, and slowly going to the other side. Make your body almost feel like very lazy. Just let it be. There's nothing to worry about. There's nothing to hold on to. There's nothing to work for. And just let your body enjoy every moment of that massage. And that's it. I'm just gonna rock from side to side. No resistance. And just go with the flow. And let's just come back to the center. And slowly we lower the hip. And slowly we stretch the legs out. Slowly let that arm come back to the side. You can have that roller behind your head act as a pillow. And let's start that way. It feels good. You can roll your head from side to side. Allow the roller to massage that base of the skull. And sometimes a lot of tension accumulates there. And slowly make our way to that Shavasana. We're going to start here. Checking with the breath, maybe a little bit deeper than before. And checking any space that might be holding tension. Checking any space, the space that between your eyebrows. You might find some tension there as well. Allow each breath to soothe out that space a little bit by bit. Checking with your fingers and toes. Are they also holding on? If they are, let them go. So we slowly let go that roller. It did something very soothing. Um, Let me know your feedback and if you don't know what's happening. But if you do, or just give it a try again, what we want to do is anchor onto our both heels. And again, your upper body has been pretty relaxed, the rest of the body. And I start to point and flex the feet. You can see I'm gonna move a little bit. And then we're gonna make it a little bit faster. So you anchor onto the heels with the entire movement of that feet. Your entire body is going to be dragged up and down, like a bit of a vibration if you're sitting on that massage chair. You might get some calf workout, but the rest of the body as relaxed as possible. Very nice way to relax your nervous system if you're restless or stressed. Spend a lot of time focusing on release the stress. Stress is not good for us. The chronic stress I was reading about is not good for us. So keep breathing deep. Let the body move up and down with the direction of the feet. And slowly let's stop that movement of the feet, and then everything becomes heavy again. You might notice some buzzing feeling all over your body right now. And let's gather our knees in now, one and the other. Now let's rock from side to side. Another very gentle, wonderful way to relax the nervous system. I have been doing my tax, and that is very stressful. Jackie probably, I don't know if Jackie will agree with me. That's so stressful. So it's a wonderful way. Anytime during the day, you want to just lie down your back and roll from side to side. Let it go. We'll continue a little bit with our shoulders. So let's just roll all the way to face each other. And let the knees stack on top of each other and stack the palms. Go to that wonderful shoulder rotation. So with the top hand, slide the fingertips all over your head and let your chest open. We slowly ground both shoulder blades. A wonderful supine twist. Breathe in and breathe out. We slide those fingertips back and stack your hands. Continue breathing, open. And breathe out, close. Let's go for 2 more. The very last one, I'm going to stay in that twist. And keep adjusting the position of your upper body. Now, if you want to, you're going to add a bit of a leg movement. So draw the belly button in and lift your bottom leg, the top leg, flex your foot. And I'm going to do a kick and squeeze your thigh. Feel more stretching along the outer hip. And then we bend. And then we breathe in and we do another kick. Pull your belly in as we reach that leg out and breathe out. Then turn to anchor both shoulder blades and do a kick. Breathe in and breathe out. Bend. Going for 1 more. And this time you can remain in that straight leg, or you can bend your leg so you can rest that leg down somewhere in between straight and bent, and just relax. The very next breath, we're going to bend that top leg, and then we slowly bring our knees back to the center. And let's place the feet on the floor. Adjust your spine direction of the spine and connect the soles of the feet. And we're coming to butterfly. Stretch your arms over your head. Allow your chest to lift and allow your low back to lift to make sure your low back is comfortable. A wonderful opening sensation. Let's lace our fingers and draw the index fingers to the wall. And then very next exhalation, bring those arms over, tuck the chin, squeeze the ribcage toward the hip. If you want, you can lift your feet too. And breathe in. Slowly lower your legs and stretch your arms overhead. Breathe out, squeeze, push your low back down to the floor. Let's go for 3 more. Breathing, controlling down. Breathe out, squeeze. 2 more. Last one. So slowly, let's lower everything down. And then we open the arms into cactus arms. So bend your elbows into about 90 degrees, palms facing the sky, and chest lift. And maybe your hands will just naturally ground. Maybe one hand or both are off the floor. My injured shoulder, that side, my hand will not touch down. That's okay, as long as there's no pinching, no discomfort. Breathing to the front to the side of your chest and notice the space this position provides. And we slowly disconnect the soles of the feet, bring your legs back together, hug the knees in. Again, we can start to rock from side to side, allow the floor to massage the back. And being very playful, rock all the way to one side, rock all the way to the other. And then let's make our way all the way to the other side. Again, we're going to stack the knees, stack the palms, and then the other fingertips, the other hand is going to circle over your head. Slowly rotate the chest toward the sky. Open and exhale, we close. Now your entire inhalation, we open. And the entire exhalation, we close. Let's go for 2 more. The very last one, we stay open. Now again, do the adjustment as much as you need to because this is a twist position. And at the end, you want to make sure the spine is long and vertebrae are aligned. And if you want to start to lift the top leg, pull the belly in and flex the foot a little bit. And I'm going to kick that leg out. And exhale, we bend. Inhale, we do a kick. Exhale, we bend. I'm going for 2 more. Again, the last one, if you want to keep that leg straight, bend somewhere in between. Let your body decide what's the best position. And we stay and just surrender. Now on the very next breath, and slowly bring the knees back to the center. And this time we're going to stretch the arms and legs away from each other. Make your body super duper long. Now notice one side feels completely different from the other side, or you might feel more balanced. And on the very next breath, we'll bring those arms over, tuck the chin, reach toward your toes. And at the same time, you might want to point the toes as well. And then breathe in slowly. Bring those arms overhead. Again, feel that low back lift off the floor. Breathe out, squeeze. Let's go for 3 more. Breathe in, open. Slowly feel the control. Breathe out, squeeze. Going for 2 more. Breathe in. And breathe out. Here's the very last one. Last one, stay a little bit longer at the very top. And slowly we relax back down. Next one, we're going to push the belly in. Take the knees, both knees in, and give your knees a hug. And very next inhalation, slowly we open arms and legs into a giant, like an octopus. And let your head relax whenever you're ready. And exhale, we squeeze everything together. Lift your head, squeeze your nose in between the knees. Breathe in, open. And breathe out, close. Let's go for 2 more. Breathe in. And breathe out. Last one. And squeeze. Now maybe you like to hold on to the shin, maybe the back of your legs, or the rock forward and back a few times. If this feels good, and just let your body rock away. Last one. And we're going to stay in that seated position. I'm going to find both legs a little bit straighter, and feel free to give them a bit of a shake. Find your sitting bones and hands behind you, and lift your chest. And I'm going to try a twist from here. So we're going to bend the leg that is close to the camera. One more time, I'm going to lengthen. I'm going to twist toward the direction of the camera as well. Relax the shoulders back and down, and maybe bring your gaze to the back wall. And let's slowly come back to the center. Hands behind you, fingertips are pointing forward, hands about shoulder width apart. Lift your chest and let your hands adjust themselves until you can push down to the floor without bothering the wrist. If you like, push that foot on the floor, both hands, and then lift your hip. We'll come into that inverted plank. Feel free to rock from side to side. You should feel your triceps, the back of your arms. And slowly we lower down. Let's go for the second one. So we're going to straighten those legs again. Find both sitting bones. If you can flex the feet, you should feel a lot of calf stretch. And then use your hands to support, lift your entire spine. And then let's bend the other leg. Again, adjust as you need to. And then we're going to twist to the other side. Very next inhalation, let's come back to the center again, hands behind you. Adjust so your wrists feeling okay, and then push down to your both. So one foot, both hands will lift up. Feel the energy traveling up from the center of your palms to your triceps, to the shoulders, and then we lower down. And then we're going to stretch leg. And this time we're going to bend one leg and then give your wrists a little bit of a relaxation and press your hands diagonally onto the floor. And then we're going to sweep the other arm will come into that giant wild thing. And slowly we come down. Let's go to the other side as well. So place the other hand on the floor and the other arm sweep up. And slowly we come back down and we're going to connect again the soles of the feet. Wiggle your bum a little bit and make sure your spine is long, going for that butterfly position. Give your toes a bit of a loving care. They might be cold. My toes are never warm, they're always cold. So that might be the time to give them some massage or warmth, and feel free to rock from side to side. And let's slowly make our way back to the center. Let's go for one more each side. So straighten the other leg, bend the other leg, circle the hand back, push down to your hand or foot, sweep the other arm through, lift your chest. And we slowly come back down and let's keep the legs the way they are and the other hand on the floor. Sweep it through one more time. And slowly we come back down. Now from here, we're just going to turn around to our hands and knees. And let's come to a child's pose, shift to plank. So you can tuck your toes, shift the weight forward and push the floor away. And sit back and stretch the back of your toes. A few more of the same movement. Make sure you complete each breath. Two more. Very last one. Now let's relax the toes. Bring the knees wide, toes together. So back to child's pose. If your forehead is on the floor, give your forehead a massage. Rock your head from side to side. And slowly we walk the hands back toward the body. Now you might or might not need a block at this point. So we're going to sit onto the knees and try a block behind you. We're going one more time for that giant back bend. So focus on the height, depending on the length of the arm. My arms are short, so block my help, gonna push down. And we slowly send that hip forward. Should feel wonderful thigh stretch, pretty strong thigh stretch, the front of your hip. And try to tuck that tailbone under. Your gaze might be up, might be down. And we slowly lower down. Let's go to the other side. The same thing. Again, and try to keep your hips centered. Push the other hand on the floor and reach high. And then maybe lift your hip off the feet. Push that tailbone in. And slowly we come back down again. And now slowly we bring it back. Hands underneath the shoulders. Tuck the toes, lift the hip. Let's come to the first down dog of the day. Give your calves a little stretch and pedal the feet. Maybe give your head a bit of shake. Yes, yes, or no, no. I might stay here for a still down dog. And then start to walk your hands and feet toward each other, coming to a forward fold in the middle of the mat. Again, it feels nice. You can wrap your hands around your elbows, make your upper body a little bit heavier. Now we slowly relax the hands down. Walk the feet heel toe wider to the width of the mat. Turn your toes out, heels in. Slowly we come down to a squat. And I think all of you feel okay with squats. Make sure the knees are comfortable. Make sure your heels are comfortable. Hands in front of your heart. Relax your shoulders and let the blood pressure stabilize. And start to add energy. Again, make sure that heels, your ankles are comfortable, knees are comfortable, and then start to let the energy travel as we're pushing down to the feet. The energy lift up to the calf, and slowly knees are okay, and let the energy travel to the thigh, all the way to the bum, to the belly, and then maybe you're ready. Oh, somebody just lost. And then all the way up into the sky. And exhale, hands in front of your heart. And very slowly, carefully, we're going to squat back down. Again, make sure your knees are comfortable. Let's go for a few more of this and breathe and let's rise. Squeeze your glutes. It feels nice. You can go for a back bend. And exhale, slowly waist it back down. Let's go for two more. Breathe in. One, a little bit, one segment at a time. Rise, energy to the fingertips. Exhale, slowly we lower down. Let's go for one more. Breathe in. And breathe out. We're back to our squat. And stay here. Let the energy reset. And then we place the hands on the floor. Maybe palms are still together. Slide your fingertips forward. You can lace your fingers, tuck the chin, and then push that belly button in. Allow the entire back to round. And slowly we'll place the hands on the floor. Then take one leg back, then the other back to down dog, and we reset. Let's take the leg that is close to the camera. We're going to bring it up into the sky into a three-leg dog. And we're going to bend the leg, open the hip. And what we're going to do is we're going to do a bit of a circle. So bring that knee toward the camera, bring it down, send it back up and open. And we're doing a little bit of a circle here. Now, if this doesn't feel good, it can always come down onto one of the knee, the bottom knee, or we circle one more time that direction. Let that belly engage, and let's circle the other direction. 2, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2. Very last circle. And let's bring the knee to the elbow. Step it outside of the hands. And the other knee off the floor. The hand that is far away from the camera. Anchor. We open to that twist. Twist feels nice. The top arms slowly fall. And we slowly come back down onto our both hands. We send our front leg back to three-leg dog. And back to down dog. Reset and back to our hands and knees. Let's come to child's pose. Again, you can massage your forehead on the floor a few times or just let everything reset. Come back onto our hands and knees. And tuck your toes, lift your hip back into the sky. We're going to the other side. And the other leg we lift, bend, and start to circle. One direction. Try to make a very nice round circle. It's almost like you can see it, but just to feel it. Let's circle the other way when you're ready. Feel that thigh bone rotating in the hip socket. Everything's up into the sky, so there's a lot of freedom here. There's nothing to weigh it down. You're free exploring. Last one. And when you're ready, we bring that knee to the other elbow and plant the foot outside of the hands. Reset the other hand on the floor. We twist away from each other to the other side of the room. Again, the top arm feels nice. You can bring it over your ear. And we slowly lower back down and we free that front leg, the other leg, to a three-leg dog. And back to down dog. And this time we lower back onto our hands and knees. Let's find child's pose again, reset. This time we're going to try a side bend here. We're going to walk the upper body to one direction. And we walk our upper body all the way around to the other direction as well. And slowly walk everything back to the center. And then we come back onto our hands and knees. We're going for round 2, and let's come back to down dog again. And let's take the leg that is close to the camera back into the sky. Now, if it feels okay, we start to walk the hands toward the feet, one step at a time. And you might stop at any time that your body says no to. Or you can start to add that body weight onto the standing leg. Bring your nose toward the knee. Maybe give your head a little bit of a shake. Feel that upside down, a little bit challenging. But that standing leg gets a lot of attention here. And start to walk the hands away from that foot. Come back to that three-leg dog. And let's take that knee to the chest. Plant the foot between our hands. And then we keep the, let's ground the other foot on the floor into about 45 degrees. And let's come to our warrior one. Slowly, we push down to that foot. Scoop your hip forward and slowly rise. Now, if it feels okay, then lace the fingers, draw the index finger up into the sky, and then start to shift your way back and scoop your hip forward. Now, if this really feels good, you're looking for more, press your palms together, bend your elbows, and gently lean onto your hands for a little bit more of that back bend. Breathe in Bring your arms back into the sky, hands in front of your heart, bend your front knee, and start to hinge forward and draw your belly in. Feel your front thighs getting some more attention. Keep breathing really deep. On the very next breath, you slowly scoop your hip forward and rise. And lace your fingers and bring them over your head again. And inhale, separate your arms and let your arms freely fall. And lace your fingers behind you. Draw your knuckles down toward the floor. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Very next breath, we send both hips back and start to hinge forward with the pelvis. Feel free to shorten the stance if this is not good. The back foot is sliding away. You can always bring the back foot in and start to hinge forward a little bit more. Try to align your hip. Now, if this feels uncomfortable, always let your hands down, or you can continue with that shoulder extension. Hands on either side of the front leg. We're going to relax the back knee and then sit back to our runner stretch. Now, if you enjoy that, looking for a little bit more sensation, you can walk your hands to the outside of that leg. And we slowly bend that leg. Hands in between the feet, and then tuck the back toes, lift the back knee, the back foot come forward into a forward fold. Now soften your knees a lot. Take a big inhalation, one vertebrae at a time. We rise all the way into the sky. Hands in front of your heart. Transition into chair, and we flow down. Breathe in. Let your arms extend back. Uplift the energy. Rotate. Exhale. Take a bow. And we hinge and we fold. Your entire inhalation, you rise. Your entire exhalation, you fold. Let's go for 2 more. Last one, and we meet at the top today. And stay, it feels nice. You can go for a big stretch, fingertips reaching toward the ceiling. And we're going for a side bend. Now let's come back to the center. Let's side bend to the other direction as well. And come back to the center. And this time, let your arms open. Fly swan dive. I'm just going to take a leg back, then the other. So to the back of your mat. We'll come back to down dog. Now the leg that is far away from the camera, we take it up into the sky to the 3-leg dog. Your hands become your feet, and step at a time, walk toward that standing leg. Stop anytime your body needs to stop, or if your body says, okay, keep going, go for it. I just feel that wonderful calf stretch, and make sure it feels wonderful. Otherwise, we stop. And we slowly walk the hands away from that foot. Back to that 3-leg dog. And then we're going to bring that foot forward and plant it between our hands. And we plant the other foot as well. Let's come to warrior one, the other leg. And let's lace our fingers over the head. Draw the index fingers up into the sky. If any time this knee is bothering you, please adjust. We don't want to work the joints. Want to work the muscles that are protecting the joints. And start to scoop forward and start to lean back. And straighten the front leg. It feels nice. You can press your palms together, bend your elbows, and then lean back onto your arms. It might feel some tricep stretch as well. Arms back into the sky. In front of your heart, bend your front knee, draw your belly in, and keep pushing down to the bottom back foot and start to hinge forward. And slowly we rise. Breathe in. Everything rise up. Feel that bum squeeze. And let your arms slowly fall. Now we lace our fingers behind us again. Lift your chest. And start to bring your both hip back. And I'm going into that pyramid variation. You can always relax your hands anytime you need to. Or you can go for that shoulder extension. Feels nice. And we slowly relax those hands down. And also relax the back knee. And we sit back into that runner stretch, the other leg. Again, you enjoy that, looking for more. I'm going to add a bit of a twist. Heart toward the baby toe. And slowly, let's make our way back to the center. Again, we're going to bring that back foot forward, forward fold. Let's take a big inhalation. Soften the knees. We rise all the way into the sky. Let's take a bow, fold. And the energy flush up and down. Feel the warmth of the entire body. The freedom of your body, the freedom for energy to travel around. Let's go for two more. Very last one. And we're going to meet in that forward fold. And just give your head a bit of a shake. It feels nice. Upper body is really heavy. Again, you can hold on to the opposite elbow. Make your upper body a little bit heavier. You can rock from side to side. Sway from side to side. And we slowly make our way down. Hands on the floor. Take a leg back, then the other. Let's come back to down dog. And let's make our way back to hands and knees and cat and cow. And just slowly wind down the energy. And just a few more back and forth. And I'm going to spend the rest of the class working on the rollers. Yay. Now, as we find that neutral spine, we're going to start with something pretty intense. I actually really enjoy it. It's not like intense, but let's come on to our belly. We're going to have that roll already. So it's actually really, really enjoyable for the shoulders, I find. So if you rest your hands on or wrists on the roller and feel that wonderful extension, you can relax your head on the floor. You can manually walk your toes away from the fingers. And feel the length, the stretching coming along the side of the rib cage. Now, when we're ready, we're going to energize the bum. Lift your knees off the floor, so we're energizing the thighs, and start to roll it toward your body. And exhale, roll it away with lots of control. Feel free to stay here for a stretch before we come back. Roll it toward the body. Pin the front of your hip toward the floor. Squeeze your bum. And then carefully we roll it away. Let's go for 3 more. Another 2. Only 1. So that's it. Feel free to stay at the very bottom and just shift your way from side to side and massage the forehead on the floor. So there's no way we can finish without rolling our thighs, because you know what, they are so tight all the time. It doesn't make sense not to touch base with the thighs. So let's do the thighs too. So as we come up, I know it could be really painful for some of you. Hopefully it's getting better. It actually got better for me on the side, my IT band. So hopefully just 5 only. So from the top of the knees all the way to the bottom of the hip, we're going to come down onto the forearms. I'm going to roll. So the direction of the toes, if your toes are pointing straight down toward the floor, you might get entire thigh. Otherwise, you might get more inner or outer thigh. I'm going to roll all the way to the top of the knee and roll it all the way to the bottom of the hip. Let's go for 4 more. 3. 2. Breathe along. Last one. Ouch, ouch. And let's go to the IT band. So slowly, we're going to come to one elbow and then the same IT band. That's my extreme painful part. So make sure that elbow is directly underneath your shoulder. The bottom leg is quite straight. The other leg is supporting that behind the bottom leg. So take your time in a row. Again, 5 only. Ow. You might feel a lot of knots here. It's a thick layer of fascia here. 2. Only 1. And that's it. Now let's go to the other side. So take your time. We're just gonna try to come down as graceful as we can. And we'll go to the other side. Now this is my right side. And my dominant side, it's a lot more painful than the other side. So it might happen to you too, your dominant side. And let's roll only 5. 5. Breathe super deep. Only one. And we are done. Now let's slowly come back down onto the bum. We're going to lie down now. Let's put that roller underneath the hip. And that should feel really joyful, really nice. Oh, one of my favorite is to lift that hip off the floor and that blood flow going back and push the belly in, bring the knees up. Let's roll the side of the bone. So make sure that part is touching the roller. I'm just going to roll from side to side. Again, it feels nice. You can do the scissor of the leg. So top leg stretch and bottom leg extend back and bend. Ouch, back to the other side. Again, we do a scissor. You will notice one side feels more painful than the other side because once our body is never symmetrical, one side always works slightly harder. And our job is to find the balance, to treat the tight part and to make that loose part or weaker part more strong. That's what our job is, to find the balance. Going for one on each side. Last one. Let's come back to the center. So feel free to adjust your hip on the roller. We're going to do a leg extension and feel free to hug the other leg in. If you feel like you're falling off the roller, feel free to adjust it. And now we take the other leg in when you're ready. Now the second time we take the first knee in. And we're gonna flex the foot with a straight leg. We're gonna bring it up and we take it down. With lots of control. You should feel a massage on around the belly area. Now here's the very last one. Now let's bring the knees back, bend both legs, let go your arms and place maybe on the roller to stabilize. We're going to bring the knees both to the chest, both away from the chest, and bring it back in. So we're going to draw that circle with both legs into different directions. So both legs open, back, center, open, together, knees open, and knees together. I'm going for one more direction, and let's go to the other direction. So back, open, in together, or whatever direction you haven't done. Let's go to that direction. Feel more like a massage than a workout. That's the goal. Because we don't want to push the body at the end of the day, but we want to trick the body into that wonderful movement. You're strengthening, at the same time it feels like a relaxation. We're going for one more this direction. And I'm going to hug the knees, the other knee in now. And the other leg out. Again, feel free to adjust anytime the roller doesn't feel right. And flex the other foot and then bring it up. And then bring it down. The very last one. Now from here, bring your both legs in, let go the knee, and we stretch the legs out. Now from here, we're doing another circle, legs together in front of you, bring it back, and open in. Now, if it's too uncomfortable, if it hurts your low back, please make that circle super small. But if you enjoy it, it doesn't bother you, make it slightly bigger so get a little bit of a challenge for our core. One more this direction. And we make it to the other direction. Legs open first, bring it back together. In. Breathe in, open, breathe out, close. Let's go for 3, 2. Very last one. Now from here, I'm just gonna bring the legs in. Feel free to come into a happy baby, or you can stretch your legs out into a wide leg, upside down forward fold. Again, please make sure your low back is comfortable. The majority of the sensation is along the inner leg. Now this feels good. Stay. You're looking for a little bit different sensation. You can start to bring your legs close together. Maybe grab onto your big toes with your peace fingers. Now we feel more the outer leg. Wherever you are, you should start to feel the surrendering. The legs are surrendering toward the head, maybe toward the gravity. Whenever you're ready to come out, bend your legs and slowly ground them down one and the other. I'm going to slide that roller away and let your low back touch the ground. And feel free to wipe the knees from side to side. And we slowly make our way back to the center whenever you're ready. Stretch your arms and legs away from each other. Come back to Shavasana, like how we started. And search for the last bit of tension, maybe in between the eyebrows. Maybe the tension is in one of the fingers and toes. We'll be aware of our body 100%, undivided attention to our own physical body. We notice more and more internally we're connecting the body and mind and breath together.